Fixed gear, no brakes, all speed.
Brakes. Haven't heard that name in a while.
Get your ass out of a car and go ride a bike, and you might have a little more happiness in your life.
My name is Ruben Murillo, and I got into riding fixies because of my friend Finn Musco.
You know, the name I was born with was Finn, but when I joined the fixed gear communities, I got a new name, Fixie Finn.
My name is Ryan DeCarrion, and I got into riding fixed gears through my friend Isai right here. He got me into them.
Before they invented the freewheel, every bike was a fixed gear, and what it basically means is that if the back wheel is spinning, your pedals are going to be spinning at the same speed as the wheel. So you're going down a hill, your pedals are spinning. You can't stop. Your legs are basically locked to the back wheel, and that allows people to ride without conventional brakes because they can make the bike stop by using their leg muscles to lock up the back wheel.
Fixies became really popular because of New York messengers that started using old track bikes for work because they were easy to maintain and like they were cheaper. And then it kind of just spread from there, and then people started riding, like it spread to other cities and other messengers started using fixies, and then people started like using fixies for tricks and like bombing hills and stuff and like for commuting.
I would say I have found a community in fixed gear riding because I go to SF every once in a while and I ride with these unemployed fixie riders in SF in a big group, and I would say that's a fun community.
I say the fixie community means to me like a coming of age thing for me, because now I'm like in college and stuff, like technically an adult, but like fixed gear was what gave me like a lot of the confidence to like step out of my shell, because it was the first thing that like I excelled at and was actually really good at. So it's just what gave me the confidence to be like my fullest self, I'd say.
Yeah, I've found a community in fixie riding. There's like people who still do it in San Francisco, and like they have like group rides every week now, and like once a month they have like a really long fixed gear expedition. The rides are fun, but it's like I wish that there were more younger people riding it, because I feel like fixies are kind of like dying out. Like my generation doesn't really do it as much. The height of it, I'd say, was, or most people would say, was like late 2000s, early 2010s, which I was a child during that time, unfortunately. But yeah.
I say start riding fixie and do it, because it's honestly a pretty cheap alternative to like normal bikes, and they're really easy to work on. So you can also just have it as a commuter, and it's also really fun.
Well, whenever I meet someone and they're like, I want to get into riding fixie, like I encourage them, but the first thing I tell them is that your bike is actively trying to kill you. It's not like you're in a team. Like it's like taming a wild beast, you know? Your bike is trying to kill you. I knocked this tooth out of place, fixie riding, cracked the helmet fixie riding. What else? Just too many to count. Like, definitely ride within your abilities and leave your brake on until you get it.
Yes. I've been injured many times riding my fixie. Usually just like falling. I've like fallen on my head sometimes, and I had a helmet on, thank God, because I would have been cooked. But those were all my bad. It wasn't because of a fixie. But fixies are dangerous because you have the option to have no brakes if you have pedal retention, because you can stop the back wheel with your pedals. But you don't have to have no brakes, but I do. So like, and a lot of people do. So going down hills is like way scarier. And it's like, but when you learn how to do it, when you learn how to control the bike and like skid and stuff and like stop, it's hella fun.
Berkeley, that's where I stay.